we're still working to find out who died in this brawl at the Redneck Mudpark. Investigators say they still need to run a toxicology test to figure out exactly how he died. But a Fort Myers attorney I sat down with today tells me whoever this victim is, his family at this point has a pretty good shot at beating the Mudpark in court.
Nightlife there gets rowdy. It is worse than Mardi Gras.
This is an ex-employee of the Redneck Mudpark. He asked to be kept anonymous, but agreed to share with us stories of what he's seen inside.
You'll find people smoking weed, people doing drugs.
He also explained how the company handles waiver consent forms.
When I hand you a phone, I tell you to sign the box.
The Redneck Mudpark's website says every adult must sign a consent waiver when they first come into the property. All of it is done electronically, and this is what you'll see on the website if you try to access the waiver before getting to the park. You're encouraged to just show up and sign it right then.
As soon as you sign this right here, you are as soon as you get through this fence.
Something like this just screams that we don't want you to see it, we don't want you to know what you're signing.
Fort Myers attorney Scott Goldberg says not only is that waiver system unfair, it's not legal.
Just the idea that you can't access it in and of itself, in my opinion, negates it.
A man died in this brawl here just 3 days ago. Redneck Mudpark has a history of other violence and problems. Goldberg says you can't legally have someone sign a waiver they can't read beforehand and then not provide a safe atmosphere.
You're signing pretty much your life away when you walk through that gate or drive through it.
And your child's life.
And your child, whoever you bring with that in that vehicle, you're pretty much screwed.
Redneck Mudpark has yet to return any of my phone calls or emails after I asked for a copy of their waiver form, but they announced last night that their emergency staff did everything possible to save the victim. A witness of the fight actually texted me that she was never given a chance to read a waiver form. An employee just told her to sign the box, and she did. I'm live in the studio. Joe Putrelo, NBC2.
The park's Trucks Gone Wild event just started 1 year after someone died there. We sent NBC2's Joe Putrelo inside to see just how wild it gets when the sun goes down.
Welcome inside the Redneck Mudpark, where kids grow up fast and drinking is okay to do while driving. I'll get to more on that, but first, let's show you how we got to this point. First, I put on a disguise to blend in. Next, I loaded up a cooler with sodas and waters. As photographer Christian Miller and I made our way into the park, security stopped us.
Search the vehicle, and I'm going to wand you.
Turns out, as long as it wasn't in our pockets, we could have brought just about anything inside. They just kind of looked inside the car. They didn't check the cooler, didn't check the backpack, open it up or anything like that, so we are just going to proceed right into the event now.
You need to sign the phone.
We had to sign a waiver electronically. Then we got a paper copy of it, which we had never seen before. Inside the Mudpark, a parade of ATVs and trucks, dozens of them, and we caught driver after driver after driver with some kind of alcoholic drink in their hand, all while security stood and watched. I showed these videos to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, to which they replied, "This is activity taking place on private property, but we do appreciate you making deputies aware." Defense attorney Michael Rahib says open containers on a private property like the Mudpark isn't breaking the law. However, that doesn't mean the place is law-free.
You risk them saying, well, he just stole my beer. No, you didn't, and you punch each other. That's a battery, right? You just grabbed my girlfriend. No, I didn't. You take a knife and you killed someone. That's still murder. It's not like, hey, we get to do whatever we want. It's unincorporated.
That was Joe Putrelo reporting. A spokesperson for the Mudpark declined to comment on camera. They told us they would, quote, address the situation immediately with the security staff.